Hello everybody and welcome back to Bleed Blue, your home of everything Chelsea on YouTube. I hope you guys are doing well today. I know I am. It's a beautiful day outside for once. It's actually nice, which is crazy if you live in the UK. We're not used to this kind of weather. I think I'll go out and sit in the garden and get a tan after I record this video, but a lot has happened, let's be honest. I went away for 2 days. Nothing happened the whole time I was here and making videos. Literally, barely anything happened. And I left for 2 days. 2 days. And everything happened. We've had news on Dean Howson, the centre-back at Bournemouth. A whole new bomb squad. We had the bomb squad last season. And now there's a whole new one. You should see how many players we're looking to sell. It's mad. Todd Boehly came out in a business interview, said some stuff about the stadium, some interesting things that we'll look at as well. Had some new news on Jadon Sancho, sending him back to Manchester United. And Reece James scored a fucking screamer, if mind my language. Like, he's just, when he's fit, he's the best right back in the world. I'm saying it, I don't care. But we're going to dive into this video because there's a lot to do. I want to remind you guys though, please like and subscribe. It would really be appreciated. Still a fairly new channel. I think we're on about 15 subscribers. So only a week, we are doing very well. This channel is bringing you the latest on everything Chelsea. Now I'm here, you're going to be getting multiple videos a day of the latest news. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you like the video and turn on the post notifications. Now, without further ado, let's get straight into this. So first of all, I want to quickly discuss Dean Howson. Very good centre-back. I think he is Spanish, but I think he's got some Dutch in him as well. So very interesting. Had a good season at Bournemouth. Don't know if it's exactly what we're looking for, but we do seem to be interested. So take a look. Chelsea are there for Dean Howson. They've got an excellent relationship with people close to Dean Howson. Liverpool have made some contact. Bayern appreciate him, and also Real Madrid, but they are yet to decide if they want a centre back. So he's going to be pretty fucking good if Real Madrid, Bayern Munich and Liverpool are all in for him as well. Real Madrid still deciding, but this is the thing I want to say. Out of them teams, do you think he's going to choose Chelsea? You see the amount of players that come to Chelsea and just plummet. Like, they don't do well. This isn't a good environment for players coming in. We've seen it so many times with Mudryk. You know the kind of players I'm on about. Sterling, he wasn't on the most high when he came in, but it's just down. A lot of players have came into the club and just straight away. So I don't know if we'd even be in his favoured clubs to go to. If I was a footballer, I think everyone would agree with this. I would much rather go to Real Madrid, go out to Spain. I'd rather go to Liverpool, maybe win a couple leagues. Rather go to Bayern Munich, go to Germany, than play at Chelsea, be one of the about 1 million young players at the football club, and it's just not a good environment. There's so much uncertainty. There's so much hiring and firing, which I don't think we'll see with Enzo Maresca unless shit really goes sideways at the end of this season into next season. But I think he's a good player. From what I've seen of him, he is really good. And I think I'd take him at Chelsea. We're looking to get a centre-back, but will Dean Howson want to join Chelsea? This is the thing now. We've not got the reach we used to have. When we were dominating, when we were winning Champions League, when we were up there for the Prem, we would be able to go to a team and say, right, we'll give you these wages, although the wage structure isn't a bad thing, but it really limits us on the players we go for. We didn't go for Victor Osimhen because he was above the wage. It's fucking, I don't know. But what I was saying is when we used to be a top club, we would be able to say Liverpool were negotiating with someone, say Bayern Munich were negotiating, Chelsea would come in for you, and that's it. Chelsea have came in for me. Like, that's it. You go into Chelsea. Now, we're just another club, but we're not anything special. We've got some, so I don't know if we kidnap the players or what, but players really seem to like joining us, even when they've got other teams. Like Mudryk, we hijacked that. We had Enzo, who preferred us to Liverpool. We got him in the January window. Caicedo preferred us to Liverpool. So we must be selling them something. I don't know what it is. Some of them players are coming good. Caicedo, worth every penny. Enzo's looking on the up. Mykhailo Mudryk, story for another video. But we can't just go for a player and say, it's Chelsea. Like, this is it. I'm going to Chelsea. I'm going to play. I'm going to win titles. We might. I hope we do. Everything I say on this channel that's negative, I hope I can be proven wrong. But taking off the blue tinted glasses, is he going to join us? I hope. But that's the thing. Are we really that type of club anymore? You let me know in the comments down below. The bomb squad. We had a big bomb squad last season. You remember there were so many players that just got fucking sent off to. They weren't even training at Cobham. There was Sterling, Chilwell, all them players like that. We've got another one. This is becoming an annual tradition. So last year was the 2024 edition. Now we've got the 2025 edition, and it's even fucking longer. There's so many players that we need to get rid of. Mainly players that are out on loan, but you still got some players that are at the club that are just deadwood. They're not really contributing much. So we'll take a look at this. We will go through it. I don't want to spend too much time because there is a lot of players. So we'll go through it and I'll give you my opinion on each of them. So take a look at this. If Chelsea get a good proposal for Joao Felix, I think he could possibly leave permanently. The door is not closed at Chelsea though. So Joao Felix, we know, not staying at AC Milan. They're not going to buy him permanently. Didn't work out at Chelsea, wasn't really getting minutes. Of course, when you're playing behind Cole Palmer, it's going to be extremely hard. And now we're adding Esteval, Willian, Kendry Paez. Is there room for him at Chelsea? I'll leave that up to you guys. Next, Kepa Arrizabalaga is out of the Chelsea project and Bournemouth could be open to keeping him on a permanent. He will leave Chelsea. Fabrizio Romano, I think most of these are coming for if I didn't mention the source. Kepa, record fee for a goalkeeper. I think that record still stands, which is insane, but never hit the heights with us. Displaced by Edouard Mendy. He got his place back a little while after. I think it was the Potter season he got his place back. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. But he was back in goal for a little while. Memorable moments. The heroics to send us to Baku against Frankfurt. The penalty saves. Refusing to come off under Sarri. That's another one. Whether it's for the good or the bad. We lost that. So make of that what you will. Moving on. Next member of the bomb squad. Axel Disasi. Chelsea's idea is to sell Axel Disasi this summer. It's over for him at the club. I think we knew that. Doesn't look too... He's actually been balling out a little bit at Aston Villa. He got man of the match when they went Brentford away. I think that might have been a little bit ago now, but I think he might end up going permanently to Villa. He'll definitely have buyers. Most of these players, bar this next one, will definitely have clubs that will come in for them, I think, because they're still young, low wages, so they're not going to be that hard to pull away. The only problem is the contracts, which haven't been a problem, but we're looking to offload so many players. We'll just have to wait and see. It's going to be a busy summer, but we're looking to do our business early. I think we're looking to have all of our business done by the end of June. I think the Club World Cup's a factor for that. We've already done Giovanni Quenda deals. We've already done Dario Asugo. That's all. We're still in March, so we're getting the business done now. And you're seeing all of these players that are being listed. This is the next one. Mr. You will see the best of me. Raheem Sterling will return to Chelsea in the summer as Arsenal will not be signing him. Shock. Chelsea's intention is to sell him. Fabrizio Romano. Again, I think if we had any other intention with Raheem Sterling, liquidate the club. That's it. If there's any opinion that Raheem Sterling needs to stay, it's done. But the thing with Sterling that we saw is he doesn't want to leave London. He's on these ridiculous wages. We're still paying some of his wages while he's at Arsenal. So he's going to be our problem again in the summer. Hopefully someone will take him because I don't know what we're going to do if we can't get rid of him. Maybe a Crystal Palace, something like that. Maybe Man United. Please, someone save us from the curse of Raheem Sterling. He was the first signing under the Todd Boehly ownership, and now I think he's been here for too long. Let's be honest. How is he making it to summer 2025? I don't know. He should have been gone a long time ago. He should have been gone permanently last summer, but we couldn't find anyone until Arsenal. And obviously he's got minutes because they've been injury galore, much like we kind of have been in the attacking line, but he's done fuck all. Let's be honest. Next, Ben Chilwell has won a European Cup. This, I don't know if I feel bad for Ben Chilwell. I mean, I do. He was so good in that Champions League season. Of course, only played a little bit last season, didn't get many minutes. I remember he played in the Cup against Middlesbrough. He must have played other games as well. The Cup final, he played in that. He was scrapping against Connor Bradley. But Chilwell, is there much? I'm not going to start crying. I'm not going to go down to my knees and bawl my eyes out. But I'm told it's over between Ben Chilwell and Chelsea, so he will be sold in the summer. Sounding like a broken record. We're listing off these players that need to go. And there's a few more that haven't been briefed out. So look at this one as well. Chelsea have big respect for Armando Broja. Coming from the academy, a good talent, but Chelsea do not believe he can be an important part of the squad in the future. I expect him to be on the market. Broja is a sad one. Went through Cobham, looked really good, had so much potential, but injuries have just screwed his career, man. I think he's definitely a good player, and this is the problem. There's another player that I'll get onto in a little minute, but Broja, I feel like his value is so down in the dumps. If he could stay fit for a season, fire in a couple goals, value goes up. And I think selling him now, could we be making a mistake? Let me know. Now, I'm going to summarize the bomb squad. This is ridiculous. I think I saw this first on Eunice's channel. So it's from Chelsea FR, Chelsea France. I don't speak French, so I've had to Google translate it, but take a look. This is mad. With the exception of Santos, Chelsea want to get rid of several players currently on loan. This is your bomb squad 2025. Raheem Sterling, of course we looked. Ben Chilwell, we've seen Joao Felix. Christopher Nkunku definitely needs to be sold. You know what, we'll go through this and rank them on how I think they should be dealt with. So we'll go through it and say sell, maybe loan. I don't think any of them will be saying keep for, to be honest, but look, we'll go through it. Raheem Sterling, sell. We know that. I'm not fucking about with Sterling. Chilwell, unlucky, but sell. Joao Felix, there's no room for him. Esteval Paez, like I mentioned, Palmer, it's not going to work. But we saw in my last video, when you go and watch that, it was actually a really good video, that we could be forced to reintegrate him if we can't find a buyer, which that just shows you how stupidly this club is being run, that we might be forced to reintegrate him because we can't find a buyer. It's ridiculous. Moving on. Christopher Nkunku, sell, not good enough, no work rate. I don't think he wants to be at the club. I think his head's in Munich, if I'm being honest. Axel Disasi, sell, will have suitors in, like most of these players, bar maybe Sterling. Chilwell, he's at Palace. I don't think he's had too much game time. I don't think he's been terrible, but I don't think he's been starting games week in, week out. Kepa Arrizabalaga, sell. The owners will be hoping to recoup some of that money, although it wasn't under their tenure, but try and get some of the extortionate amount of money back that we did spend on Kepa Arrizabalaga. Now, these two here, Armando Broja and Carney Chukwuemeka, these are kind of the two that I feel like they could be ballers. And I don't know if we're making a mistake letting them go permanently. Chukwuemeka, we know how good he is, similar to Broja, just strung with injuries over and over again. But I don't know if selling them permanently is the way to go. Maybe you hold them for another season, unless these players are being sold to fund a striker, a winger, a defender. We know that. But I feel like if you send Broja and Chukwuemeka out on loan, they do well. I don't think Carney's doing brilliant at Dortmund. Not heard much of him. But their values will be so down in the dumps now that we might be selling them not too soon. You know what I'm trying to say. Their value could rise very easily if they go and have a good season somewhere. So let me know what you think down below about Armando Broja and Carney Chukwuemeka. Renato Vega playing very well at Juve. He had a very good performance in the week for Spain. Well, not for... Sorry, this is what Chelsea did. There's too many players at once. Renato Vega, it was the first leg against Denmark. I don't know how he did. I didn't watch the second leg, but gave away a penalty in that first game. Keeper saved it, thankfully for him. But apart from that, stats look very good in that game. A lot of tackles, a lot of clearances, things like that. So I think we will definitely have a buyer for Renato Vega on loan at Juve. Started very well, not heard too much of him as well. David Datro Fofana, this guy. You see, in the glimpses we actually saw of him, he didn't look that bad. He went to, was it Godse? Somewhere in the Turkish league. Well, I'll double check. I'll fact check that. Wait a sec. Right, it was Goztep, something like that. I don't know, but it didn't work. I remember he scored a goal, but I think he got injured. Now he's back at Chelsea. I think definitely should look somewhere. He was kind of one of them players that we just bring in to flip for profit anyway. The Bluco model, if you will. So moving on, Dewsbury Hall. This guy, I think I mentioned it in another video. I think he could be so good at maybe a mid-level Premier League club. He's not Chelsea level. Like most of the players on this list, he's just not. Let's be honest. I think apparently he's a good bloke. A lot of people have said he's a good guy. He seems like good in the Championship. We saw it last season under Maresca in the Championship, but at Chelsea, he's not looked the best. He scored the goal against Copenhagen, but I mean, I would say anyone can score against Copenhagen, but we found that extremely difficult. Moving down to the last one, Benoit Badiashile. So this is all from Simon Johnson Sport, of course, aggregated by Chelsea France. Benoit Badiashile, another interesting one. Two Monaco boys in Axel Disasi and Badiashile. It was either Winstanley or Stewart that used to work at Monaco, and he brought them, and they've been an absolute disaster. Disaster and Badiashile. That's the fucking... I need to stop because I don't know if swearing messes my YouTube algorithm up, but they have been awful so far. I think Badiashile looked good when he first came in. I don't know if he's going to get back up to that level ever again. He got the song. What else has he done? What else is Disasi? Disasi did have the performance at the Emirates. That's what... Emirates... At the Etihad, he was very good in that game. But apart from that, when have you ever seen like a monster performance from Disasi, bar the Etihad? I can't even name another one, to be honest with you. I don't know if my memory is just... He scored like the Rudiger... Was it the Rudiger kind of goal? Where he laid it off and then kept running. That was in the cup against Middlesbrough, I'm pretty sure. But apart from that, not really done much. That really sums up your 2025 bomb squad. A lot of players. Let me actually go and count how many players are on the list this season. Wait a sec. 12 players we're looking to get rid of. I think I said this in my last video as well. Any club that wants to be sustainable financially and a good environment on the pitch, you cannot have this much rotation every summer. Hopefully this is the last summer of all this bullshit. Loads of players leaving, because you remember how close we were to having it all. All we needed at one point was a defensive midfielder, and that was a set. I think that's when we brought Lukaku in, but of course we know how that went. But you cannot be changing the squad this much every summer. It's not financially good or on the pitch, the environment, these players. You need a team that's close gels. You see like Arsenal, Liverpool, these are players that have been together for so long, and I know it is really financially driven. That's all these owners care about is the pound note and the money, but something's got to change because we can't keep doing this every summer. It's never going to pay off if you're doing this. It's impossible to be changing the players this much. I mean, we look good at the start of the season, but you see now we've just dipped right off. So, enough on the bomb squad, or I'm just going to lose my mind. There's too many players, there's too much. We'll move on to Jadon Sancho. Take a look at this. Chelsea must pay Manchester United £5 million if Jadon Sancho's loan is not turned permanent in the summer. 24-year-old winger left Manchester United on a temporary basis with a buy obligation worth up to £25 million, but Chelsea can opt out for a set fee. That's from David Ornstein. But what I don't understand is it says an obligation. Obligation means you must. An obligation, you're obliged to buy him. I think the criteria was we had to finish above 14th. So it's not an obligation. That's just an option. Obligation is you have to buy, but there's a fee. Anyway, I don't know if that's smart from Chelsea because we don't have to pay the 25 mil. Sancho was not going to want to go back to United. You saw him putting freedom under Marcus Rashford. Plus, United don't want him back, but he might end up being their problem. It's actually his birthday today, I think. So a bit unlucky that all this is coming out now. I'm a bit conflicted on Jadon Sancho because I think he is definitely, there's a player in there, and he's one of the players you see he could go back to Dortmund and just explode. Or we've got so many players like that at the club. I think I keep using Mudryk as an example. Maybe Joao Felix, Christopher Nkunku could go away and explode. That's why I think there's definitely a problem at this club with the environment that the players are actually training day to day in, because every player that seems to come in here falls off a cliff, although Sancho was already dangling off that cliff when he came in. I definitely think he could be good. When we first got him and he was looking good, he got 3 assists in his first few games. We thought it was a bargain. We thought we'd hit the deal of the century with Jadon Sancho, but is it worth keeping him? I don't know if there's a way we could just sign him for 25 and sell him on, but then who would take him? I don't know. I really don't. Me personally, though, if I just speak from me, because I try and speak my honest opinion, I would send Jadon Sancho back. I think there's so many other wingers on the market. Mykhailo Mudryk, his future is still uncertain. We're looking to sign a right-footed winger in this coming summer, along with the striker and a centre-back. Jadon Sancho, would he be okay with being a rotational option? Because when we get the likes of Esteval, I don't know if he'll come in and start from the get-go in this first season, but we've got so many wingers Do we need Sancho? Is he good enough? A lot of these players aren't good enough, if I'm being honest, but let me know what you think. I want your opinion in the comments below. Start the conversation down there. Look at this as well. This is the last bit on Jadon Sancho. Really, relations between Chelsea and Jadon Sancho are strong, and the club's intention is to sign a new winger in the upcoming market. Relates more to uncertainty over Mykhailo Mudryk. And the club's intention to sign a new winger. So it's more over Mudryk than Sancho's bad form. I think I'm not sure where the source was, but I think the plan was to sign him permanently. But now, since his recent performances, 5 million, do you just send him back, take the hit? But we surely had to have paid a loan fee to get him in the first place. It's a big mess, let's be honest. But let me know if you would send Jadon Sancho back to Manchester United. So we will talk a little bit about the stadium, and then we'll have a look at Reece James and just how good he is. So take a look at this. So 3 bits of news on screen for you now. We'll go through them all from Matt Law, Ben Jacobs. I think Todd Boehly did come out and speak at it was a business convention. He just really spoke business. There was some bits about the ownership, about the model, about everything else. Well, you know what? We can have a quick look. We'll look at that quickly. Here you go. Boldly on the ownership drama. We have a big stadium development opportunity. We have a big stadium, that we have to flush out. And I think there's ultimately where we are going to be aligned or different way. Or go... You know what, I'll just read it again because I'm fucking that up. Many apologies, my head's all over the place. Boehly on ownership drama. We have a big stadium development opportunity that we are going to flush out. And I think ultimately where we are going to be aligned or go our different ways. We know there's been a big rift between Todd Boehly and Clearlake, Hansburg, Vis. All of them. I don't know if it ends with Boehly getting bought out or it could go any way, but apparently there's been developments you'll see in a second for this summer. So I think ultimately if he's saying this is where they're going to be aligned or go their different ways over the stadium, it could be not in the too distant future that we learn the outcome of how this ownership is going to go, whether it be Boehly stay and Clearlake sell up. I don't know. I don't think Boehly has the funds. We saw the whole rift and the discussions, and it was a brief war. We remember that. That was a few months ago, now last year, but here you go as well. Sources have indicated that Chelsea hope to make progress on their stadium plans in the summer. Like I just mentioned, that might be where we find out if Boehly's staying, if Clearlake's staying. Who knows? Honestly, who knows? Chelsea have been examining the possibility of building a new stadium on the current site or moving to a new location, which would need the green light from the CPO, Chelsea Pitch owners, with President and Chief Operating Officer Jason Cannon put in charge of the project. Now, I think like every Chelsea fan, we want to stay at Stamford Bridge. I don't think anyone wants to go to a different stadium, but it's so tricky building a stadium in London because where are we going to build? You'll see in a minute Earl's Court, but if you watch any YouTubers, they'll tell you, anyone that lives in London that goes to the bridge, Earl's Court's already been built on, I think. It's gone through the council. It's 2 different boroughs. So Earl's Court, I don't think is an option. I don't know why it's still coming out that it is. But where are we going to go? Are we going to go to Wembley and do Spurs? Are we going to have to ground share with Fulham? Are we going to... I don't know. If we find a different site, we can keep playing at Stamford Bridge, but are we going to just have to knock down Stamford Bridge? Are we going to have to go stand by stand? But it's saying we'll find out in the summer, so we will definitely know more. Here is another bit. It is understood that Todd Boehly favours a move to Earl's Court. Like I just said, I think Eunice, he makes great videos. I'll just say that. I really respect Eunice. Big up to him. But he lives in London. He lives in Dubai now, but he used to go to the bridge and he said it's not too far from Stamford Bridge, but there's already planning permissions that have gone in for Earl's Court. That was where Roman wanted to build, if you remember, the cathedral, but it's already been built on. So I don't know if Earl's Court is an option. I think everyone wants to stay at Stamford Bridge, but is that possible? Let me know your opinion on the whole stadium debacle in the comments. But if we learn any more, I will be sure to let you know as soon as I can with the latest on here. Look at this. Reece James back with a big goal and performance. Reece James is your England player of the match, connected by EE. Reece, a Reece James goal under Thomas Tuchel. That should be us. That should be Chelsea. we should still have Tommy T. Reece James, he was just amazing. Like, you saw back out on that right side. He moved into the midfield at the end, but that free kick, it was, I don't know if a similar striking technique to the one against Bournemouth, but oh my, was that a screamer. That was mad. When I saw it, I think I was making my dinner when I was doing it. Came up on my phone, Reece. And screamers, gotta stick it on the telly. Wow, what a goal. Reece James. We'll take a look at his stats quickly before we finish up on SofaScore. Here you go then, 90 minutes played. Of course, scored his goal in the 38th minute, so just before halftime. You can see predominantly playing off the right. He did move into midfield at the end. I think it was about 15 minutes, but he just looked insane. 2 interceptions, 2 tackles, dribble pass once, not the worst. 50% ground duel win percentage, attempted 4 and pulled off 2. 5 times possession lost, he's a wing back. 118 touches, 99% pass accuracy. 1 key pass. Reece James crosses, 2 accurate out of 3 attempted, 2 out of 2 long balls. 1 shot on target, which was the goal. Come on. Reece James, fit, best fullback in the world. I don't want to hear anything, especially Trent's going to Madrid now. Reece didn't snake his boyhood club. He is the real deal. And see if he can just stay fit till the end of the season. The amount of impact he can have. 8.4 rating on SofaScore. Man of the match in his first game back for England, and I think it was like 2.5 years. You can't ask for much better than that from Reece James. Chelsea captain. A bit of feel-good factor to end off the video. So please let me know what you thought. If you made it this far, big ups. Let me know you made it to the end in the comments. I don't know how, but big respect to you. If you've watched all the way to the end, make sure you like and subscribe. Post notifications on. Daily videos, multiple a day with the latest Chelsea news. Bringing you everything. There's going to be some other videos throughout the week as well. So make sure you are here for that. So if I see you guys later, if more happens, then there will be another video. But I hope you guys do take care and have a good one. Peace.